Shalom, shalom, Israel. Let me see if my brother's gonna join me. If not, I do this shit by myself. You feel me? Ain't no hard feelings. I know people are busy, but half of the times, what my eyes see, man, you know, sometimes you just gotta make a way to make a way. You know what I mean by that. Man, call holler with Yah, Rakataya Howard, man, for this new day. This day he has made, man. I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm excited about today. Hopefully, my brothers will join me. Let me drop this link real quick. We can go ahead and get this thing started. Before I even go even further, let me drop this link on in this chat room real quick. Just bear with me. You know, man, I just be seeing a lot of stuff that just goes on, man. But it is what it is, man. I won't complain. Feel me? I won't complain. You up in this joint with me, trying to join in, jump aboard. I'm my screen say 10:42. I'm gonna hold silence for about 10 minutes to see if all the brothers would join me today, you know. And then after that 10-minute frame, we're just gonna get on into it. Sound like a deal to y'all? All right, let's get this party started, y'all. Y'all will call. 6 more minutes, y'all. 6 more minutes. I know where to reach me at. You know, the shirt clothing line is coming along. You gotta crawl before you walk. You feel me? So, with that being said, man, is anybody gonna jump up in here with me? Like I said, I do it by myself if I have to. You know, I'm not gonna beg no one. We all in this together though, but I'm not gonna beg no one. You feel me? That's something I don't do. I won't. All right. Ready. Give me a second. I'm gonna switch areas real quick. Y'all hear too much noise in the background or whatnot, Sorry about that. I really apologize about that. You know, how y'all think about this homeschooling? Y'all got any suggestions, any ideas? Yeah, I want to say for the record, this past Friday when you know homeschooling my kids and stuff, helping them figure out, their courses and what they have to do, and etc. Uh, what I've noticed that it's a lot of parents, you know, their kids are going live and they have their camera on, and the microphone and everything. Uh, it was mainly like sisters. One sister, boy, she was so, man. I swear, the mouth and the things she was saying, it was like, wow. I see why her child is the way it is. They say train your children the way they supposed to grow. But you know, I'm just trying to figure out what in the world. And then it was another female, she was talking about some sexual things, like right there in front of the children. And this is live on, a school thing. So that part was crazy. So I advise parents, before your children get logged in, if anything that you have to say is secret, it's very personal, please make sure your children have their cameras off and their microphones muted, because you wouldn't want to be embarrassed. Like, that was a big embarrassment for that child. Not only that he has to deal and listen to that mess. It's just the point of for someone else to hear that and be like, wow, real? Okay. 3 more minutes and counting. Excuse me. Two minutes. Let me go and clear this up real quick too. Also, I'm not doing this for no clout chasing. I'm not doing this to get recognized or for anyone to just view my channel or whatnot. I don't really take these social media things really serious anymore. Like, hear me out. Like, seriously, it ain't nothing but a data collecting database to me, the way it looks. And I'm not here to, shine on anyone or try to do shalom. If y'all want to jump on in, man, I already shared it in the link. You feel me? I understand y'all brothers got things to do, but if we discussing something, man, I hope that we all on one accord. Man, this is something that I've been itching to do since March. Like, for real. I know we all have our own agendas and problems going on, but right now I just need some support from my brothers, because I want to support you also. I can't say I got everything on this side over here is all good, because, man, I'm still going through a struggle each and every day. But what keeps me focused, what keeps me going is that, you know, I try to give my testimonies, and I just keep my mind and my heart towards Yahweh. I'm, I'm a human being. I'm not perfect, but I love my brothers and sisters. Even when they treat a brother dirty as fuck, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be showing a nigga fake ass love, but I still try to show you love, regardless of all that. I don't let that hatred override what my agenda is, and that's just trying to basically, you know, sew the wounds up on each and every one of us, because we all hurt in some type of way. But if that made any sense to you, if you know what I'm talking about, you you get a sense of what I'm hitting to. I mean, we can have this little Bible thing. It's already 10 minutes. It's a minute already over. Only got one viewer. I'm asking your brother or sister or someone, if you want to join in, we can do this. Let me drop the link in there again. And this is my last time. I'm not gonna ask no one to join. If you wanna join, man, we can build, we can do something, we can do that. I'm not asking for no friendship. I'm not asking people to do anything for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought maybe we at these times we could all just come together, put our differences to a side, and just come together like men, brothers and sisters, like we supposed to, in the name of Yahweh, and just love on one another, treat one another with respect and dignity. But honestly, I don't see that happening. And it's a lot of stuff that I've been hearing on, for us in the city with this everybody got their own thing going. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I salute you. I salute you. I've been supporting you, but my craziest thing is when I support you, and then when I need a little support back, you don't show it. That's why I said it's that fake love that's here in this city, man. It's that fake love, you know. Yeah, I want that bag. I want a bigger bag than what I got. Yeah. So I can feel a little comfortable. But you know what? That ain't all what I need. See, that ain't even the biggest part of what I need. You need the most high to strengthen you each and every day through all the struggles that you're going through, man. Hey, he gonna strengthen you. When you fall, he'll pick you up, man. You know what I'm saying? If you only believe, people don't believe no more. I don't know. Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom, Mop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. All right, we got one brother up in here. Trying to see if any more. I dropped the link in the chat. And
Yeah, waiting
I
for
got to drop it
the
again.
other boys to hop in.
Huh?
Trying to get Avanya. I know Shalimar gonna hop in.
Yeah, I got time. Like I said, this platform, man, you can use this like your own. Feel me? Hey, like I was explaining earlier, I ain't doing this for no clout chasing or none of that old stuff. I don't really care what a person think about it. My channel is my channel. I use it how I want to use it. I use it to spread the truth. I use it to give you a message. I use it just if I want to talk to someone. And that's what I look at this social media thing. As old as I'm getting, or I'm winging from the world of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't debate. That's why I don't do none of that stuff. If a person believe in something, okay, that's them. You know what I mean? If I want
Yeah.
to know what he's talking about, I research it myself. I'm just in what? Oh, okay, okay.
No,
But
I was
yeah,
agreeing with you.
yeah, I feel yeah, it was my son. I thought he wanted me for something. But yeah, brother, like I said, if you got anything to say, speak your mind to the world. You feel me? Hey, I'm not holding nothing against no one. If they want to say what they got to say on this channel, they have that opportunity to do that. Because, like I said, I don't do this for no clout chase. I don't do this to get recognized for anybody to come follow me and get
Yeah,
so many subscribers. I don't believe in none of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm more about just like building my brothers and sisters, and just basically just come to a level of consciousness where we all on the same page. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That's just me. But yeah, I'm finna mute my mic. If you got anything to say, just tell the world, bro. We'll sit here as long as we can until the brothers get in here. Cause honestly, I feel like we need to do this today. I want all the brothers, even brother Judah, everybody, come on in here. We got a message to give the world, man. We need to. Cause doing all this madness and what's going on, man, we need to. I feel it in my spirit. We need to, bro.
Uh,
Like you said, like just kind of go with the flow. Sometimes you just gotta let Yahweh speak for it. And he said he'll give you the word. His mouth will be his mouth will be your mouth. He will speak to him. Just like how Moses was. He was the one going to get the commandments and stuff, but Aaron was the one who was actually speaking for the people.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show you how it can use anybody. People out here, like I would like, on my other page, my Facebook page, right? How I just showed brother, he tagged me into something, you know, he tagged me into something that's, pertaining to him of the world, I feel all that, but I'm more of like, here's my point. Not to put the brother down. It's more of like this. Dude, if you follow me and I follow you on social media, anything I drop positive, why don't you drop a like? I'm not really asking for you to, but show some type of respect, show some type of support. Don't come tagging me into something that pertaining to you and it's all about you and you ain't really showing that same respect back. I don't rock like it. You know what I mean? That's just me. I don't rock like it because I feel like you stepping on my neck, you stepping on the back of my neck like I'm nobody. Like honestly, like I've been getting to the like these local rappers around here. I've been hearing about it.
Mm-hmm.
He be talking about this, you saying this, you saying that. I'm saying to myself, I'm like, oh, they must be listening to me. And I'm gonna tell them for the record, if you're listening to whatever I put on YouTube, Instagram, what if it's the band lab or what if I'm in a studio or not? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my intelligent wits that I have, my knowledge and wisdom that I have. Like I can do the same thing you brothers doing out there, and probably even better. And what I'm talking about, I'm basically just speaking of what I've seen and what I've done before then.
Your
Have
experience.
it on, what if they have this on record out here in the streets? Because every brother right by now, they love the streets. Like I said, I've been saying niggas got love for the streets. They'll die for the love of the streets. For what? Grown ass men
Right.
hanging around a bunch of grown ass men. They just get money. But I'm not knocking.
Especially in the land of our captivity. You know what I'm saying? That's not even like
Yeah,
our streets for real, for real. We still in
right,
captivity. We waiting for the Most High to get us up out of here, man. And it's getting
right,
closer.
right. And how is he gonna get us up out of here? You know how? Is that you have to see, we've been telling these brothers and sisters they have to get their spirit right. See, they still want that bag, man. That bag ain't gonna save you. It like I just said to my family last night when I had a long little talk to them, because it was really dwelling on my spirit. Because it's like, man, people do things. They always want you to support them, and when you looking for some type of support on by how you believe or try to help someone else on your thoughts or belief, these people don't want to hear that, man. Ah, they
Nah,
they they got so much time on their hands that they be like, oh, hold up, not even. I'm like, for real. Especially when the brother be speaking something about that's real and is relevant to what today is, and it lines up with those scriptures and these people still don't want to hear it. But then you see them like 30 minutes later trying to recite the same stuff or quotes that you was giving them, and they trying to speak it to these devils that they follow. That's why I said the followingness in people, man. Like, like I was telling you, brother, like Yahweh is the doctor. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in your mind, in your spirit, in your heart, man, you think that you're not sick, you won't be sick because you can heal your own self with the thoughts. Because Yahweh has given you those gifts. Man, ain't no way that well, every time I go back to that that old KJV and it says when Jesus said, "Can't nobody go to the Father but through Him." Nigga, you a fuck. It sounds just like that funk ass white man. Rid himself into that little play. Like I can see it as a
Yep.
spell. And these people
Yep.
don't understand that, man. I feel
The big
like
stuff.
wordplay, the wordplay that we read, if you keep reading it, you'll get a shit. I asked for Yahweh to give me that type of gift to read between lines. You know what I'm saying? Just like, just like for instance, I could be out there in the street, or I can go around a couple of brothers I know. They can be either Crips, Blood, Vice Lords, whatever. Just to be around, just to say it for the record, I could be around anybody that's what they call ops today, OPP, you feel me? But back in my time growing up, OPP, that shit was kind of standing for other people's property. That's what Naughty by Nature taught me. So everything is like a big old circle. Everything's being retranslated and they saying it in other words. To me, they not fooling me. You know, I just I just stand my ground and I do me, you know what I mean? But I'm just gonna hold that
Kind.
for you. Got something to relate on there, brother? Just go ahead and speak. I gotta move for a second, but just go ahead and talk until the rest of the brothers get on up in here. They thinking I'm playing today, but I'm finna go hard on my brothers too, cause I'm tired of this, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going before I. If we honestly, right now, this new group chat in, I'm getting all the notifications. I get all that when y'all drop, when y'all in. If I see y'all in there, you know, as your brother, I'm judging you in a good way. Like, bro, if I know that you just on here for a split second, I understand your situation that you're
That you
going
in. Yeah.
going through in your household. But once you get a chance, just come join a brother. So show some support or something. But I'm not knocking on you brothers. Believe that. Cause I know y'all have your own life, y'all own time to deal with. You know what I'm saying? But if I could see that y'all was just only a few minutes ago, like damn, and then I just posted something, I'm giving heads up and ain't nobody agreeing. I'm like, what the hell going on? It make me feel like, well, them demon devices, there they go. They're not giving the notification to y'all. So I'm just standing right here to make sure, hey, until we get into the lesson or however we want to do it, I was more of like, what title is it gonna be? Only thing I can come up with was what I had. What's wrong? I just want to try to, tell my people something good. But
Kind.
I'll pause right there. If you got anything you want to get off, just go right ahead. I'll be right back. Just a second.
All right. But yeah, y'all, man. We really got to turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, because the time is almost up for real. And like everything that's going on now, more truth is coming out, more evidence of things is coming out, more meteors is falling from the heavens, more chariots, the heavenly hosts, heavenly angels starting to reveal themselves a whole lot more, Uh, a lot of stuff is going on right now, and our people waking up to who we are, and the Gentiles and heathen nations waking up to who we are too. And we just gotta turn back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Before it's too late. So the Most High Yahweh can heal our soul and change our soul, man. So we really just need to turn back to the Most High Yahweh and keep these laws, man, so we can be saved during this time, and so we can make it into our homeland, and we don't have to worry about being in slavery anymore. We're gonna be on top forever. So, but yeah, Akim, man. And when you do these laws, statutes, and commandments, you gotta do them. Don't do them just because. Well, do them because the Most High said do them. You know what I'm saying? But don't feel like, oh, I gotta do them because, you know what I'm saying, like it's a burden or something. But
Right, most people do that just to do it when in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait until you done got into some type of trouble and then you gotta ask for the creator to bail you out of it. You're supposed to be giving them that thanks each and every day.
Right.
But keep going, God.
All right, yeah. But don't act like it's a burden, you know what I'm saying? Because there's lessons in these teachings. I mean, in these, commandments. You know what I'm saying? They're like teachings, you know what I'm saying? Because like everything is like a ritual, you know what I'm saying? And it conjure up demonic energy or it conjure up righteous energy, right? So when we do these laws, statutes, and commandments, it like changes our spirit. You know what I'm saying? It changes our spirit, man, from bronze, or if you was dark before, changes it from dark bronze to silver, or like a white light until like a golden light. You know what I'm saying? And when you keep these and do these righteous things, uh, it's like a lifestyle of like sitting or doing high frequency activities, high frequency things to keep your vibration high. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers and sisters don't understand that, and a lot of like Kemet folks, they like to knock down the Bible and everything, but they don't. I guess they don't really understand like how these are teachings and they keep your vibration high. You know what I'm saying? Um, and we have to get back to that, man, so we can, you know what I'm saying, stay with the Most High. Yeah, you want to say anything?
Shalom, nigga. I see you in the house.
Yeah, so on, Nigga. Oh, I guess he ain't saying that right now.
Go ahead, nigga. Speak.
Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Shalom.
Yeah, so on.
I just had to do something and I came back real quick because I knew you guys would be wondering what's up. But what are you guys talking about?
Oh, we was just talking about. I mean, we just going with the flow.
Anything, everything, just what brothers are doing, how we can try to just transgress our sinful ways over into like the righteous ways, just exercise that walk if people are struggling, with that walk, or if they don't know the walk, we know we can try to give them a guide towards that walk. Like the world today, man, people ain't really listening to nothing If it ain't nothing positive or on their agenda, they don't want to listen. It's like you can give them a good ear, a good something to talk about. They'll look at you in your eyes and they'll be like, shake their head and everything. And as soon as you walk off, like, what did he just say? They don't even know what you just said. See, because they wasn't listening, you know? That's just about how the world and the people are today. You know, I just miss, like I've been explaining, I just miss all of us brothers because honestly, I believe that we are the heart of Yahweh. And regardless, we really didn't never fall out amongst each other. And that is because I'm trying to explain to the world and show them, like, the brotherly love. That's why I said, speak, nigga. If you got something to speak, what's on your chest, speak it.
I mean, you know,
Ain't no hold bar here. You know what I mean? My thing is, my page is my page. You feel me? I don't do this for no clout chase or none of that. I just want to bring the truth out to the people, for them to be like-minded, like a like-minded person of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I always been curious when I was a little boy. Like, why was I adopted? Why was I given up? These are the answers that I was questioning myself. But as I got older, it was more the walk that he was walking with me. Regardless, I might not have the best of the things and the things that I always wanted in life. You know what I'm saying? I still want them to this day. I'm striving to get them. But I just learned that as I got older, those are none of the material things of the world. So what's spiritual to me right now is when I came to the truth and to have like-minded people like myself and others, regardless of a race or a color, we can all come together as one. You know what I'm saying? That's like the body. And I feel like we should have been that stronghold for the people, man. Just like just like a lot of people can say the NFAC. I know a lot of people are always talking about stuff, but honestly, before NFAC had blew up into the picture of the world right now, what's going on, I'm taking that body as like we just some souls standing up for each other, you know, stand for something right. Because a lot of people, and that's what I say, a lot of people in this world, they just fall, they stand up for the fallenness. You know what I'm saying? More than the righteous stuff. You feel me? That what makes me sick about people. That what makes me distance myself about people. That's why I just stay to myself. I don't worry about not having no friends. Like, when I say I can go live for everyone, if you got a topic or something, I'm not trying to take the shine from no one. If you see it as a shine that you want to build yourself or build your character, you do that. If you do that, meaning you do it on your own platform and then you bring me along, I can help you. I don't mind helping no one. I've always supported anyone and everyone until they cross me, until they show me their true colors. But when you show me your true colors, that means, hey, you're not for me. That means you're not actually for me, but you're not for Yahweh. Because, to me, I'm going to stand up for the cause regardless of how a person say about me or what they think about me. I don't care what they might have heard about me or nothing. I'm going to stand up for a cause. For one, I love my family. I love people.
Yeah.
If they don't have that type of love for people, I don't know what's wrong with them. Like I said, those type of low energy, uh, energy and demons, I try to stay away from those type of kind, and I pray against them, like seriously. And like I said, hey, it is what it is, brothers. But that's all I got to say. If y'all got anything to add on that, go right ahead. But like I said, until then, I'm gonna sit here as long as it take until I see Avanye, Junior, Judah, a lot of more other people just join me. Because I'm not doing this for no clout chase. I just want us to sit here. Let's break this Torah down to the people like we used to. We're not gonna debate against each other. We're not gonna put each other. We finna be on this channel and uplifting each other so we can show the world how to do these things. You know, that's just what's on my spirit and my heart because I'm getting sick and tired of the fallenness. You know, I'm to the point where if you can't support what a brother's trying to do to help you, then I don't need you. I see that the person that you becoming, you just like the world. You know what I'm saying? If I died right now, I wouldn't ask for nobody to come to my funeral. But I would ask for this, you know, hopefully that they spirit would want to because they hearing what I'm saying, they can resonate. They spirit can kind of connect with what mine is all about. Meaning like if you down for the cause, it's just like, okay, like some gang bangers. It might be 3 people. They best friends. They tight. They go hit a lick. You know what I'm saying? But they did it together. That's how I want my people to come and do things together instead of like by themselves, man. Cause sometimes we all can't do things that we got an agenda to do. It's the plate is so big that we can't just do it all by ourselves. We need extra help, you know what I'm saying? That extra hand. You know, that's just my faith and my belief on that, man. But with that, I yield. I want to add on, just keep talking until the brothers get on up in here. Please share this if y'all can. You know, like I said, this ain't no big platform. I don't even strive to make it a big platform. I just want to do lessons or whatever we talk about issues because a lot of people don't do that to these days. They just talk about what they see on TV and then they give their own opinion about things and then that's it. Like I said, ain't nothing new under the sun. So it ain't like I ain't done this before. I speak this before, you know, but it is what it is. I yield.
Yeah, it's good to be able to come on and talk about stuff, and you know, I just think people know what they're supposed to be doing. It's just most of the time they don't want to do it. So you can tell them, you can tell them, and you can tell them, and you can tell them, but eventually it's up to them. I mean, that's really all I had to say, but you know, it's just good to be able to come on. So yeah, that's all. I'm gonna be making a video of my own about something else, but that's all I really had to say.
It's always up to the person most of the time. You know what I'm saying? It's always y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I do agree
Yeah, I
with
hear
you.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like it's pretty much always up to the person most of the time, and that's like a form of free will, you know. Um, yeah, Howard just wants to see what Will choose. You know what I'm saying? And he knows us. You know how people be like, "Oh, how the Most High knows us." You know, me and Shalimar had talked about this like a while back, but Most High knows us because of our actions and our patterns. I believe, and He knows like what decision we gonna make based off of our patterns, and you know, of course, He knows the future too, though. But I mean, He sees like our patterns and stuff too, and how we make decisions. So therefore, he gonna know how our outcome is gonna be, if that makes sense.
yeah, it does. I just,
Con.
I think because everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing roughly, uh, sometimes you can't really convince someone to do the right thing. It's like if someone's gonna go do something illegal, they've pretty much made their mind up to do it. So it's like anything you say is just gonna bounce off that, you know, that armor they've put up against everyone, you know, convincing them otherwise. It's like talking to a crazy person, you know, they believe it and they're gonna do it, or whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna, you know.
see it and do it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And it can be really painful to watch someone do something that you know is going to only lead to their pain or their misery or even to their death in some instances.
Yeah, exactly.
But sometimes you just gotta you gotta let them make that choice.
Yep. You gotta let them make their own decision. You know.
Because you can't be everyone's parent. That it doesn't work that way.
Yep. That's why the Most High say, "You choose life or death."
Mm-hmm.
So.
Because it really is that serious. And sometimes little things that people don't really think about, like not stealing, you go, okay, yeah, I understand that. But then when everyone's rioting around you and they're stealing from stores and stuff, and you're thinking, should I just take part in this or should I not? That's when not stealing matters. That's when it's not a little thing.
Yep.
I mean, you could go into the wrong store and be that guy that catches a bullet. I mean, it's sad to say, but that could be you.
Right. That's why we ask the Most High to protect us at all times.
And especially if you're doing the right thing and not, something crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I can actually imagine a bunch of people facing that choice because many people were raised with the idea, you don't steal, you don't lie. But when it comes down to it, people making a choice when the rubber meets the road, when it actually matters, not when it's just a theory or an idea.
Con. Exactly.
Yeah, so I think everyone knows that innately.
Man.
The problem is people come up with ways to justify bad behavior because that's one of the hallmarks of a person doing something wrong is they try to make that thing not so bad. They try to convince themselves that yeah, I'm doing this for a good reason.
Con. When it's actually not
Mm-hmm.
at times.
And that goes for a lot of things, but it especially goes to things like the Torah and Yahweh. So
Con, man.
because sometimes people are like, yeah, I'm all for that, and then when it really matters, when they got when they have to make a choice that isn't an easy one, then sometimes it just goes the opposite direction.
Right. Con. But it's crazy. Like, I be wanting all our people to like come together, man, because rather they believe in Torah only or no certain things. Like we all agree on one thing, and that's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the people that follow that quote unquote African spirituality, they don't believe in laws. I mean, they don't really care about laws.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they like Kemet and all that other stuff.
Yeah, the reason they're into that is because there's no rules in that, really. It's like they get to make up what rules they want.
Mm.
And
Interesting.
plus, you can pick whatever gods you want to worship in those spiritual systems.
Oh, you talking about like all the guys on the Mr.
I'm talking
Eden.
about all kinds of paganism that people fall for. I mean, it goes. There's Europeans that follow stupid pagan rituals that never were part of their people's heritage, like people thinking they're Vikings and stuff. So I'm not just picking on African spirituality stuff. I'm picking on all kinds of stuff. Or I'm
Right.
pointing out the folly of all paganism. Because when you really think about it, that stuff really is foolish because their gods are limited to their form, they have bodies,
Yeah, like one
they
thing.
get angry, they get sad.
Yeah, like how you gonna worship the sun? The sun was created by an all-knowing being. You know what I'm saying? Like how you gonna worship the moon?
And here, yeah, I mean that's
Created
crazy.
by-
But here's the funny part. Even in their mythologies, they believe that those things were created by someone.
Right, exactly. But they still want to worship the object instead of the person who created all this.
It's because to a person who doesn't have a very complicated view of the world, objects are more real than like a spiritual reality. So they see an object and they think, okay, I can see it, I can perceive it, so it must be more real.
Yep.
And then in those same cultures, you have people that think if something disappears, it's gone for good. So that's object permanence. They don't have that concept of something being there even if they can't see it.
Right, right. That's crazy, man, because they be saying that, oh, this spirit is not there, all that type of stuff, when it is there. Like wind is there. You can't see it. You can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
and you
like
can also see it moving things. So
right, yeah. And it's the same thing with the Most High, like and the angels. Like you can feel like, all right, have you ever been downstairs in the dark and then you feel like something behind you? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when you turn around, there's nothing there. There is something right there when you turn around. It's either your guardian angel or a demon or you know.
Yeah, something like that. And it's funny because people always go to the talking donkey, but they don't pay attention to the angel with the sword.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's Michael.
Yeah, it's where Balaam was going to curse Israel, and he's riding on a donkey, and all of a sudden it starts speaking to him, and people think that's the crazy part.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, to me, it's the fact that there was an angel waiting to possibly kill that guy because of what he was about to go do.
Yep. And that was
Because the Most High can do things like that. He's not limited.
exactly. Most High is not limited with nothing, man.
God, tell them, y'all keep going. I'm loving it. Keep going.
Yeah, so I mean, there's tons of things that people use to say, how could you believe in a book like that? And they use that, and they use like all kinds of things that seem crazy to people that don't really have an understanding of how things work with that. So it's like you kind of got to explain it to them in a way that they haven't heard already. Because most people have heard the whole Bible explained in one way, but if you bring it to them in another way, then maybe they'll be willing to listen to you. I mean, going back to the donkey example, that's just an example of how the Most High has power over everything. He can use anything. I mean,
Yep.
if he wanted to, there could be a seashell that the guy walks past, and all of a sudden the voice would have come out of the seashell. Kind of silly, but yeah, it's an idea of how, the Most High can use anything.
Yeah, like literally anything. What is it? The Most High, Lord of Hosts.
That means armies, or Sabawath means like he has so many forces at his disposal. That's what it's supposed to imply. Because if you're the commander of an army, you literally can pick out of 100,000, you can pick like 1,000 people, send them one way, pick another 1,000, tell them to go over there, and that's the idea. It's like having an Air Force, a ground force, and a Navy.
Exactly.
'Cause that pretty much means you can do all kinds of stuff. You control the ground, you control the air, you control the sea. So you're
I mean, just look at like what the Most High is doing now. Like, have y'all seen the swarm of like locusts and mosquitoes and everything that's
Oh
been
yeah,
going?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Bro, they're like in packs. Like, ain't no way you gonna reject this. You know what I'm saying?
And
They're literally.
here's the really funny part. People think that that kind of stuff doesn't really have an impact because we live in a time where technology is improved, but that still does have an impact. When locusts come in and eat everything, like every leaf, every little piece of plant, that's going to destroy a country.
Exactly. It's gonna destroy a whole country. Like, man, the one that I saw yesterday. Let me see if I can pull it up. To
Hey, pull that one up that you posted in the chat. I want to say a couple of days ago with this. It's a computer that the scientists had made to try to predict the future, and it showed that the population of everybody on this planet is going up, but the food source is going down. You know what I'm talking about?
oh yeah,
I've never heard of that, but that sounds familiar to me.
but that's a lot. Like, it's crazy because all we have to do is just venture out more land and grow more. Because all the land over here isn't even used up. You know what I'm saying? Hello.
Yeah, Con,
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
still
still
here.
here.
I'm just looking up for that video you dropped in the chat. Hold up.
Yeah, that video that Micah Yah sent to me. Yeah, that was a good video. I'm still trying to look for that video, man, because it was super interesting. I think it was this one. All right, yeah, I'm looking. I can see it.
One of the caveats that I do have some personal information that I did get personally involved in.
This is fair
some
use.
information that had to do with
Yeah, it's good. I can hear it.
the Stargates and Looking Glass. Really, the 2012 problem with those projects. I guess, popular opinion of what's out there right now is that the project was shut down because there was a problem when we approached 2012. I've heard it described a number of ways, but to my knowledge, the problem is that the timelines converge on that point in time. And when you know enough about the Stargate projects and the Looking Glass project to know that how string theory works and how the possibility of possibilities works and how making one choice over here doesn't necessarily mean that the other choice couldn't exist at the same time. But once your brain wrapped around this subject, you find out that at the end of 2012, in an easy way to put it, the choices that we make become less and less consequential to the future. And eventually we're pushed into this bottleneck of time, no matter which choice we make. And that's important to the people that had access to Looking Glass, because they would use Looking Glass knowing the choices that they would make and the future would pop up. The big mistake was coming up with the possibility of future. And when we started using a computer to say, well, if we make this choice, it's 79% possible that this scenario happens, and 23% are possible, or whatever, you know, using round numbers, that this scenario would happen. The understanding at the time was that was realistic. However, if you go down the road further and free will continues to exercise itself on this game, that percent probability sometimes changes very, very fast. But if you look at the situation in a point of time, it seems very realistic that that's the possibility. People, very smart people, began to figure out that something big was coming up. Something that made it so all the possibilities of all the future scenarios of any choice, any possibility that was fed in and observed through the Looking Glass inherently ended up in the same future. And no decision, no possibility changed past a certain point. That's the big secret.
Okay, so is that certainty of 2012 in your understanding?
It well coincides with December 21st, 2012.
So at that point, all possibilities lead to the same
Timelines.
Rubicon.
All possible timelines lead to the same basic set of history in the future.
And what is that history to you? Did you know that, or did you find that out?
That is the big question. That is the big secret. That is what sends everybody that has all of the information, that knows everything, into a blind panic. The people that know everything about Looking Glass, that have gotten all the reports and all the information, the elites of the world, probably figured out that that was the end of the game. And nothing could be manipulated beyond that point.
So do you think that's held true? In other words, no, I have about 60 questions, but do you think that's true, or holding true, that nothing could be manipulated, that they haven't found a way to manipulate, that they're...
Can you pause that real quick?
I mean, this is knowledge that you would have gained back when?
Back when I was in the military, it would have been before 97.
Thanks. I just didn't want to interrupt that if people were watching. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in a little bit. Catch you later. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. Shalom.
Yeah, I'll be around some other time.
All right. All right. We'll continue for a few more minutes, and then we'll just keep going back to what we were doing.
When I got in trouble. And it was things that one of my particular areas that I was amazingly intuitive about is problem solving / mission planning, or more specifically, taking a bad mission and fixing it. Getting everybody through and out of it. String theory and possible futures works makes it so you can work your mind very quickly to see the reality of what's happening and decide what decisions need to be made to change it for a particular outcome.
Okay, but at a certain point you said that even the powers that be, so to speak, realized that having even abilities such as yourself, you're talking about, which they, in theory, had even using a computer or looking glass.
Right, they had to use a computer to do it.
Right, so in essence, but at a certain point, it's still an end game. It's still, they cannot.
Hello? 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 Oh, I guess the brother had dropped out. Well, I'm pretty sure he's gonna hop back in. But that was a real interesting video, y'all. Like, let me see if I can find it and I can play kind of where he left off at. Let me see. Let me see. Let me screen share. Now let's see if this works. I'm gonna start from like right here. I'm waiting for it to screen share. Let me see. I have no idea why this isn't working. All right, y'all. Show them all. Try to figure out this problem, see where the Akim going, and then we're gonna start back up again. Show them all.
It's been forecast, it's been predicted, it's been fed to us in a slop trough of what they want us to believe will happen.
But they don't actually
However,
know.
they don't actually have control over what happens. They only have control over the reaction, and it seems that no matter what they try to do to cause their desired reaction, it's going to have an opposite effect.
Interesting.
Now, it's much, much easier for me to explain today what that process is as opposed to back then. But if I had to give it a name, I would say it's the awakening process. It's an evolution of consciousness that cannot, will not, and no matter what decisions or possibilities are injected into the equation, eventually it all resolves down to us all learning the truth and becoming aware of this massive dam of lies that has been built that keep us from knowing massive volume of information that we should otherwise possess.
Okay, well, that's very, very monumental to be told that from a person in your perspective, who's had your background and your exposure to Looking Glass and possible futures, and they do converge. And the notion of, is there anything else that you can tell us, that you would want to tell us about that and the rest of the laundry list of sort of information that you had direct to either for yourself or through someone that you had vetted?
The biggest cherry on top of all this conversation would be a synopsis to say that if I could convince everybody out there that for all intents and purposes, what we believe to be true eventually becomes true. If somebody convinces us that a major disaster is going to happen in the very near future, a major disaster happens in the very near future. If we don't buy into that fear and accept that there is really nothing that we know is going to happen, and accept of whatever happens, that makes the convergence of the timelines happen as naturally as possible. Any attempts to try to go away from this one inevitable conclusion, I again see as a new beginning, an end of this reality, the beginning of something that we can't even possibly understand based on the level of our beliefs currently. But when all that information comes flooding out, there's going to be no denying what's true and what's a lie or what's illusion. We won't have the choice to believe that 9/11 happened because of a bunch of terrorists, because we'll know exactly what's happened. Basically, what we're experiencing right now is two master chess players sitting at the board. And one of them looks down at the board and sees that he's in checkmate in 7 moves. And he looks across at his opponent, and he knows that his opponent sees it too. So there's no getting out of it. So at this point, the loser can only prolong the game. The game, both players know the game is over. It's only a matter of time before he does this, and then you're forced to do this, and then he's forced to do this, and eventually checkmate. We as a race if we could understand that the game is over, that based on the rules of the game, the bad guys have already lost, the good guys have already won. Yes, there's moves left on the table, but those moves are being forced by the player that is going to win. The only way that checkmate can't happen is if the player that's winning makes a mistake. But from all of the information that I've gathered, all of the information that's been given, all of the information that's been vetted to me, it seems pretty obvious that.
All right, we see. I got 2 viewers. All right. Who else in this join with me? If you want to join in, come on along.
I'm still looking.
Shalom. Hey, brother.
Yeah.
Jump on in, bro. Jump on in, bro.
Oh, I was gonna wait till the video finished before I talk.
Yeah. I'm finna still play it. You know, if you got something to do, you know, I understand. Come on in, brother. I got the link in the chat.
Yeah, Vanya. Yeah, hop in.
Yeah. Yeah, come on in, brother. Just seeing you in there. Just listening to this. Man, hey, I appreciate you too, Ron, for dropping this video in the chat. You know, this gives us something to really think about, man. You know.
Yeah, like
You know, information is what is what it's about, you know.
Yeah, brother Micah Yah, he the one that originally shared it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just remembered it, man, because it was like kind of mind blowing.
Yeah.
How these people was doing this, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So, I'm just waiting on the brother Vanya to get on up in here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna go ahead and play this and finish this on off for it. And then we go
the good guy player on the side of the chessboard knows exactly what has to be done to win the game. And so at this point, any mistake would be all but impossible.
Shalom, what's good, bro?
Shalom, up.
You really have to understand the game to
glad you in here with us, bro.
The guy that's losing is lost.
Just want y'all to listen to the rest part of this real quick.
Sitting watching a chess match between two advanced chess players know the game's over long after the two players know it's over. Because they can't see the board and see that there's only 7 moves left.
Okay, but when we come to this convergence, and again, you've seen, or the looking glass has seen up to that point.
Now, let me say why I believe that it comes down to one inevitability, is because I was entrusted in getting it down to 2 possibilities. And I've heard both of those possibilities talked about in massive proportions, the good and the bad.
Okay, do you want to so can you, in one sentence, say what the good was and the bad was, or are you able to do that?
To most easily put it to people,
I suppose.
One scenario is what most people would understand to be ascension, or an evolution of consciousness that brings us out of the cocoon and turns us into a butterfly. Timeline 2 is some kind of major global catastrophe that drives most of us underground and leaves a few of us on top to fend for ourselves.
Very well put. Okay, so I would imagine, and you can...
But I would also like to point it out that they call Timeline 2, Timeline 2. seemed very odd to me that even back then it was identified as not one. And that
Okay.
one
One
didn't
ascension
get
one.
talked about.
Okay, but one is the one that involves what in essence would be ascension or moving into, from the cocoon to the butterfly. Okay. But I believe, based on what you're telling me, that they would have used a lot of people like you that had a proclivity for being able to see the future, to be what is a sort of an advanced psychic remote viewer, whatever you want to call that, and looking glass, to posit these potential futures, to go up to that point and to view it, and that you're just one of many. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. And back in 1991, when I began my little adventure in the military, I would say that it was pretty obvious that there wasn't very many of us. However, you go 20 years into the future and you find out that it's coming to the point where there's a lot of people that have that ability, that are inherently realizing that ability, and are able, through some unknown extraordinary means, to develop that ability inside themselves without any outside help or assistance. And it's quite obvious that as far as advanced intellectual abilities, as far as simple intelligence levels, and cognitive skills of the human race has increased exponentially in the past 20 years. And people that were 10 years old in 1991 are now 30 years old and fully awake and conscious of this burning inside that says, I am a lot more than what I see in the mirror.
Absolutely. Okay. I do have a question in regard to what the military-industrial complex has been working on. Because with the knowledge that you say they have, assuming that they have this level of knowledge that you're talking about, right? In other words, of the timelines converging and the fact that there was going to be something. And I don't know if you saw the movie or the TV show Fast Forward. I mean, but there's been so many possible, scenarios in that regard. But one of the things that goes on is they are very busy building underground bases, supposedly underground cities. And so they seem to be hedging their bets for the negative timeline and putting their emphasis there. And would you say that that is because why would somebody want something negative to come true? Well, of course, the Illuminati have a program that they're working on in that regard. But basically, the sort of well-meaning military that just goes after contingencies, and is just working towards a future that they want to prevent or deal with when it comes. Can you explain why they have been hedging their bets to such a degree on the negative?
It's very simple. They're insane. And beyond insane, they have literally deluded themselves into believing that they can somehow manage to get away with what they're trying to get away with. There is a distinct lack of reality in that thinking.
Okay, what about the notion that CERN, for example, is engaged in trying to beat that game, as you call it?
I would say, look at the problems CERN has had. The crazy little things that have kept that project from moving forward. Certainly, they have never even come close to getting that project to the level that it they want it to be to do what they really want to do with it.
Okay, well, what about the notion that that's the party line, that they haven't been able to do so? But if you really think about it, that's what they would prefer people believe, so that they don't think that there's a threat.
But when you listen to the interviews of the scientists that are working on the project, even they say that it seems like somebody or something from the future won't let them get that project done. And the craziest little things have caused massive damage to that project. And when you get the foremost thinker in string theory saying, yeah, I don't think we're going to do it because I don't think fate wants us to do it, that says something about a scientist.
Okay, so, well, thank you very much. I think that at this point we're going to have to close this down unless there's any other things that you think that we haven't covered or that we could possibly touch on that you want out there.
No, I don't think we'd get any further tonight. Certainly from what I know, the questions will come out, and be more than happy to do a live feed after that and then answer any questions that anybody comes up with from this interview.
Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much, Bill Wood, for your service to humanity.
Well, hopefully I can get everybody else working towards that goal as well.
Absolutely. Well, apparently, regardless of which way they work, the convergence will happen.
Yeah, there's a certain element of pain that we can reduce by just not accepting that we don't have choices in the matter. Sitting back and waiting for the aliens to fix everything isn't going to help.
Absolutely.
If we are inevitably coming to a rising consciousness, we should start trying to elevate our consciousness as fast as humanly possible and make that transition a lot easier when it comes.
That was interesting, wasn't it? Hey,
No programa de hoje, nós vamos saber um pouco mais sobre o espírito Ismael, ele que é considerado o guia espiritual do Brasil. E o nosso entrevistado é o Carlos Campetti, diretor da Federação Espírita Brasileira. Carlos, muitíssimo obrigada pela sua participação aqui no nosso programa. Vamos começar com a pergunta básica, né? Quem é Ismael?
Olha, Ismael, a gente encontra referências sobre ele na Bíblia, no livro Gênesis, atribuído a Moisés, no capítulo 16. Ali há uma história em que diz que Saraí estava casada com Abraão, e os dois já avançados em idade, ela não tinha filhos, ela seria estéril. E então, naquela época, ela tinha uma escrava, Agar, e ela combinou com Abraão para que eles pudessem ter descendência, que ela então cederia Agar para conceber um filho para Abraão. E está registrado então que da relação nasceu Ismael. E houve problemas e dificuldades logo no início, né, da relação, está registrado nesse mesmo capítulo da Bíblia, porque agora Agar, escrava, tinha um filho de Abraão e Saraí não tinha filhos, então era depreciativo para ela, não é? E a referência de que Agar teria saído, um certo momento, com o filho, não é? Para o deserto, mas que depois ela foi aconselhada a retornar, um anjo aconselhou a retornar, porque Saraí iria conceber também. E possivelmente a relação ficasse mais tranquila. Bom, O fato é que o tempo passou, segundo consta, e finalmente, depois de passados talvez já uns 14, 15 anos, é que efetivamente Sarai vai ter o filho. Aí vai nascer Isaac, e ela passa a se chamar Sara. E a relação não fica fácil, né? Continua difícil. E Sara teria pedido a Abraão para despedir, então, Agar e o filho Ismael. Ele fica com muita dúvida, porque afinal de contas é filho dele,
Claro.
né? E segundo consta lá na Bíblia, ele foi consultar com Deus. Ele então pergunta a Deus e a resposta é que Deus o tranquilizou, dizendo a ele que Ismael iria ser a origem de uma grande nação e que ele ficasse tranquilo. Então ele entendeu que ele podia dispensar a Agar e Ismael. Eles saem então pelo deserto e quando termina a água eles já estão numa situação muito difícil, não é? Ela ora então, pede a Deus ajuda. E apesar de escrava, segundo consta lá, ela tinha uma boa relação com o anjo, né, que a assistia. E então ela teria visto um poço no deserto. E ela, a partir daí, a história não continua, não é? E a gente tem como referência que Ismael teria sido a origem dos povos árabes.
Entendi. Então, esse Ismael citado na Bíblia é o mesmo Ismael que Humberto de Campos relata no livro Brasil, Coração do Mundo, Pátria do Evangelho.
Isso, esse é o entendimento que nós temos. Sim. De que o Ismael, referido por Humberto de Campos, é o mesmo que está lá registrado na Bíblia.
E o que Humberto de Campos nos fala desse Ismael?
Bem, Humberto de Campos, nós temos que considerar aí que há uma passagem de tempo longa, não é? Sim. Daquela época para quando Humberto de Campos vai fazer a referência a Ismael.
Você fala até no sentido da evolução espiritual,
exatamente, né? Então não é o mesmo espírito, mas numa condição evolutiva já outra. Sim. Agora, né? Porque passou o tempo, as experiências se ampliaram. Isso é natural dentro do processo. A gente pode citar, inclusive, como referência Públio Lentulus, na época de Jesus, há 2000 anos, e Emmanuel, né? Que é o mesmo espírito agora no tempo de Chico Xavier. A evolução do espírito que fica retratada, inclusive, no próprio livro há 2000 anos, né, como ele avançou. Então, Ismael também evoluiu nesse processo, nesse período. E então, Humberto de Campos vai dizer de Ismael que ele é um dos trabalhadores do Cristo. Sim. Então, ele teria, já desde aquela época, e inclusive o anjo que eles fazem referência de encontrar Yahvé, e a gente tem convicção de que Yahvé é entendido muitas vezes como Deus, não é? Mas na verdade é Jesus. Então Jesus já comandava o processo naquele tempo, ele já tinha ligações com Ismael, não é? Já acompanhava.
Então, desculpa, de qual tempo que você está se referindo aí? Que tempo você está falando?
Uhum. Nós estamos falando ainda do tempo lá da Bíblia, não é? Quando apareceu o anjo a Agar, e há uma referência de que teria sido Yahvé. E é entendido por muita gente, inclusive até na Bíblia muitas vezes se confunde Yahvé com Deus, não é? Mas a gente tem convicção de que Yahvé era Jesus, em realidade. E que Jesus já acompanhava, não é, o desenvolvimento da terra na época, o desenvolvimento dos povos, principalmente da formação do que viria a ser mais tarde o povo hebreu, e que teria a tarefa de divulgar a ideia do Deus único, não é isso? Então, nós vamos observar que Jesus já acompanhava Ismael naquele tempo. Interessante, né? Ainda que, lógico, Ismael não tinha a evolução que ele ia ter mais tarde.
Mas já sabia, possivelmente já sabia, né, da missão dele.
Já sabia, né? das possibilidades, né, de trabalho no futuro, lógico que com muitos outros espíritos também. Bom, Humberto de Campos, quando faz referência a Ismael, ele já faz referência a esse Ismael que passou por todo esse processo, com muito mais experiência acumulada, e que agora, mais consciente do seu papel, faz parte da pleiade de trabalhadores do Cristo, para a implantação do bem definitivamente na Terra, né, no coração dos homens. Então, esse Ismael, referido por Humberto de Campos, é aquele espírito que vai receber de Jesus a incumbência de cuidar da Terra Nova, da nova proposta, não é, de implantação do Evangelho, uma vez que nós... E aqui nós temos que ser conscientes disso em função da questão da reencarnação. Sendo reencarnacionistas, a gente tem convicção de que a gente viveu em outros períodos. E vivendo na Europa, ligados aos nossos processos históricos, religiosos, filosóficos, nós cometemos muitos enganos. E provocamos, naturalmente, constrangimento para Jesus, não é? Ele não terá deixado de sentir sofrimento por nós, pelo fato da nossa teimosia, de perdermos tantas oportunidades. Então, esse Ismael é aquele que vai receber de Jesus a incumbência de trazer a árvore do Evangelho para o Brasil e daqui espalhar essa árvore do Evangelho para a humanidade. Esse trabalho já vinha sendo feito na época da formação do povo hebreu e depois o espalhar da ideia do Deus único. Mais tarde, então, nós vamos ter a vinda do próprio Jesus, trazendo a segunda revelação e trazendo para nós a ideia não daquele Deus mais dos exércitos, não daquele Deus de um único povo, não daquele Deus rigoroso que tudo proibia, mas a ideia de um pai amoroso, não é? Que também traz dentro da sua lei a característica da justiça, mas uma justiça que ela é compreensiva, uma justiça amorosa, não é?
Misericordiosa.
Misericordiosa, que renova para nós sempre as oportunidades de crescimento. Então nós estaríamos recebendo uma nova oportunidade, migrando naturalmente pelo processo reencarnatório, não apenas por navios, né, atravessando o mar, mas migrando da Europa para a Terra Nova, que seria a América, não é? Especialmente a América do Sul, nesse caso, nós migraríamos pelo processo reencarnatório para aqui vir com essa nova oportunidade, e Ismael no comando desse processo.
Então, o que você está dizendo é que todos nós espíritos que reencarnamos no Brasil, de uma certa forma, a gente tem esse trabalho, esse projeto de levar essa unificação, essa mensagem do Cristo e do Espiritismo também?
Olha, é a mensagem do Cristo, sim. Não necessariamente do Espiritismo, porque tem muita gente trabalhando na ideia não ligada ao Espiritismo. Toda pessoa de boa vontade, não é, que trabalha no bem, para o bem da humanidade, que escreve um livro, divulga uma ideia, grava uma mensagem, escreve um texto qualquer que é publicado no sentido do bem da humanidade, está sob a inspiração de Jesus e os seus trabalhadores. E essa pessoa está trabalhando pelo espalhar, não é, do Evangelho, de alguma maneira. Então não é uma missão exclusiva do Espiritismo. Mas nós, os espíritas, estamos conscientes dessa realidade. Porque nós recebemos, e aí é onde a gente fica sabendo por Humberto de Campos, em Brasil, Coração do Mundo, Pátria do Evangelho, da tarefa que tem o Brasil. Todos os povos têm suas tarefas, não é? Todo povo tem a sua missão, tem os seus anjos tutelares, espíritos superiores que cuidam da nação. E no caso do Brasil, foi recebida essa incumbência de levar para a humanidade essa mensagem de perdão, de compreensão. Aí algumas pessoas dizem assim, mas o país é muito sofrido, tem tantas características negativas, mas é uma visão, eu diria, um pouco míope que a gente tem normalmente. Inclusive, às vezes, até de análises que as pessoas fazem de fora, não é, criticando os nossos defeitos. Nós temos, muitos. E toda a humanidade tem defeitos. Os outros povos também têm. Mas existem qualidades em todos os povos. E o povo brasileiro também tem qualidades muito importantes, que é essa característica de acolhimento, de receber, não é? De não ter discriminação acentuada, socialmente falando, e de a gente não receber apenas quando as pessoas chegam como imigrantes para cá ou visitando o país. Mas a acolhida no plano espiritual para a reencarnação de pessoas aqui, ela é uma coisa patente, não é? É muito tranquilo isso.
E isso é interessante porque os outros povos, eles conseguem ver com muita clareza essa característica do brasileiro, né?
Isso, especialmente aqueles que se ligam ao Evangelho de Jesus, têm facilidade de aceitar, não é? Não só essa característica, mas também essa possibilidade de que o Brasil tem um compromisso, tem esse compromisso de espalhar o Evangelho. E essa característica ela é bem realmente acentuada e é bem vista pelas pessoas, não é? Essa característica de acolher, de receptividade que o brasileiro tem. Lógico que nós não temos a infraestrutura que tem os Estados Unidos. Nós não temos, muitas vezes, não podemos nos comparar com um país europeu,
com
não é?
certeza.
Que tem uma grande infraestrutura para receber. Mas nós temos esse amor, esse calor, esse coração aberto, não é?
É isso mesmo. Então é o seguinte, no próximo bloco a gente vai falar um pouco sobre essa missão de Ismael, especificamente no que diz respeito ao Brasil. No próximo bloco, e você não saia daí. Estamos de volta com o programa Biografia, hoje falando sobre o espírito de Ismael. E o nosso convidado é Carlos Campetti, que é diretor da Federação Espírita Brasileira. Campetti, nós estávamos falando um pouco no bloco passado e aí ficou a seguinte pergunta: qual é a missão específica do espírito de Ismael com relação ao Brasil?
Humberto de Campos registra, e aliás nós recomendamos a leitura dos nossos ouvintes, não é?
Muito bom esse
Telespectadores,
livro mesmo.
Brasil, Coração do Mundo, Pátria do Evangelho. Aqui, Humberto de Campos, ele diz que Ismael recebeu de Jesus a incumbência de implantar aqui no Brasil o seu evangelho e de espalhar esse evangelho a partir daqui do Brasil para o mundo. E nós consideramos que o trabalho de Ismael ultrapassa as fronteiras do Brasil. Nós sentimos o apoio de companheiros conscientes dessa tarefa em vários países da Hispanoamérica, aqui que fazem fronteira com o Brasil. Então nós podemos dizer hoje que essa tarefa já não é mais só do Brasil. Não é? A gente fala com muita tranquilidade.
Você viaja muito, né?
Viajo bastante, em função das nossas ligações com esses nossos irmãos, de trabalhos semanais que a gente faz com eles pela internet. Então nós vemos o respeito que eles têm por essa tarefa, não é, de espalhar o evangelho e a sua luta de vivência do evangelho. Então Ismael recebeu essa incumbência e ele começou o trabalho, segundo Humberto de Campos nos diz, trazendo para o Brasil homeopatas, numa época que ainda não existia o espiritismo.
Interessante.
E essas pessoas, homeopatas, esses médicos, eles já conheciam o magnetismo, trabalhavam com o magnetismo, e naturalmente com passe, né?
My bad, y'all. I'm so sorry. Family came through, holla at me. It's all good. I guess I'll stop this and start it back up. If anybody ready to join, it'll be all good. Sorry about that, y'all. Hope y'all learned something today, got a little bit of something out of it. You know, I'll be right back. Much love. Y'all were caught.